What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the show. I was just talking to my friends here on TikTok, just keeping it real. You know, they guys get like a minute before you guys. Anyway, I hope you're all doing well. Welcome back to the channel. As always, thanks, Rafa. I appreciate it. We've got some good news. Markets are great, by the way. I was just saying to the crew over on TikTok, all 3,000 of them, that, yeah, markets look super bullish. Lots to get into tonight. Lots to talk about. We'll take a look at the Fed minutes. What did Jerome Powell say? That's an important thing to think about, especially with Jackson Hole coming on Friday. This could give us some indications as to maybe what his decision is going to be, as well as sort of getting into why we've seen a 6.5% move in Ethereum. Bitcoin's up around 114.2. It's like yesterday never happened. It's very bullish indeed. Actually, lots of coins doing some big numbers. And yeah, hopefully you dialed into some of these. And we've been talking about quite a few of these, actually. So I'm very bullish, very optimistic. And I think the market is looking super good. And I am going to tell you why. So as always, do me a favor though, when you walk through the door, hit the like button and subscribe. It does obviously help out the channel. Also, if you haven't already joined our new Discord channel, then get in there. Starting to get some pretty cool stuff in there, actually. We're going to be having a full-on meme call channel, which is going to be pulling data from lots of top meme coin callers. We're also going to be having news coming in, as well as a plethora of different things that are going to be going into there. So it's very early on. Do join it. It's totally free for now, but definitely get involved in that Discord channel. That is good. I think everything's sorted now, so people don't get getting booted. And yeah, we're going to get into all things crypto because it is a good day to be in the market. So let's say hello to a few people and then let's get into it. So Mr. Craig says, I'm back. Fell asleep last night. No dramas, Craig. What's going on? Robert Dover's here. Cool cat. Good to see you, man. Selmo, Tim, Robert. I still can't sort the names out, by the way, so you'll have to all hate me for now. JFR, what's going on? Mr. Vern. Good to see you. Don't forget, I'll be live with Vern on TikTok as well at 5:30 Eastern. That's 10:30 UK time. Do make sure you tune in for a second live stream tonight over there as well. That's going to be pretty epic. As always, Kevin Sexton's in the building. Good to see you, man. Curtis, what's going on? Good to see you, as always. Appreciate it. Alex in the house, although I'm assuming that is Mr. Al Ashbrook. What's going on, Al? Mr. Holmes is here as well. Welcome to you, buddy. 37's here. Good to see you guys tuning in, as always. And yeah, look, Big Al's changed his name back. Oh, this is you guys that need to sort it out. Ah, there you go. Look, you see. Get it, Al. These choppers can work it out yesterday. Brandon, good to see you, man. Welcome. Crackerjack's here, as well as Obi Joe, Stanton Fleming, and all the rest of the crew. Welcome, Chris Bendix as well. Good to see you, man. And then all the gang here on TikTok. Welcome to you guys. Bits Plays in the house. What's up? The mods in the building. Jonathan's here, as well as Salvatore Bossy RX. Welcome to you. I already said hello to Sam. Aaron, what's going on? Rafa, I got you, buddy. Ollie Holmes, welcome to you. Rambo, the legend that is. Good to see you all. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay, good news, right? Markets look pretty great. I mean, let's just call it as it is. TikTok, you guys need to look that way. Look that way. Look. Bye. Right, there you go. Here we go. Bitcoin right now, 114,380. Looking pretty optimistic, if you ask me. And actually is now starting to push back to the upside, breaking through this lower resistance line that we had. Very good news. By the way, this is counterintuitive to what we were expecting to happen, right? We were definitely counterintuitive. FOMC minutes are a little bit bearish. We're going to summarize them for you in this live stream, so you guys are pretty much clued up on what's going on without having to read the huge, like, dossier that basically came out. But 114,367, up about 1.5%, is a nice move on BTC. That is a nice recovery, given, by the way, the US markets dumped. And I mean, they really did dump. The Qs, if you track the Qs, took a disaster. Tesla was about 1.5% down. We actually saw big push downs in the general market, by the way, driven by, you know, like I said, a lot of things like Tesla, etc. Look at this, S&P 500 actually down. Look at this wick down of the S&P, 6,342. Absolutely took a big old dumperino there. Russell down as well, 0.3, and the NASDAQ having a bit of a rough ride as well. So pretty interesting, by the way. Gold holding up pretty well, oil down as well. But overall, markets did not like today. But risk markets, certainly Bitcoin, came back stronger than ever, and for a number of good reasons, actually. The story of the day, however, is not particularly Bitcoin. This is good. Market structure looks great, super bullish. If you want to take a really good view at it, you kind of go, oh, well, if I just do this, let's put it on the logarithmic scale, just looks a bit more bearish. You go a bit more bullish. You're like, oh, well, yeah, okay. Okay, from the bottom of the bear market to where we are now, you're like, yeah, that's kind of fine, isn't it? That's kind of fine. We're definitely not in this kind of weird dumperino. Look at this kind of support mechanism that's here, gone this line. So depending on how you look at this, and I was sort of talking about this yesterday, just like I'm super not bearish at all, super bullish on where the market's going. We've got lots more upside to come. And yeah, good news, by the way. Good news, if you ask me. I've actually interesting. I actually took some more positions up into meme coins today. Not like super big ones, just short-term plays. I did actually call one for my subscribers on TikTok as well that is now already up. Man, it's up at like 20%. So I have another one that is going to be for you guys as well, if you're a subscriber of my TikTok. If not, then you're not going to see it until a little bit later. That will obviously become part of the Discord at some point as well. So yeah, watch out. But yeah, good news on Bitcoin. Story of the day, though, this is it. Ethereum with a big move. Now, it's at a critical level, though. You might not think it, but it is. It's been rejected at this 4347 line. I don't make the rules of the market up. I only put what I see, and it absolutely has perfectly retested this line. So, an Ethereum close above 4347 is kind of what we're looking for, right? That would be, for me, a pretty solid move as well, by the way. This will be a solid move. Only the subscribers, 𝗥𝗲𝗹𝘁𝗲𝗀, which you can subscribe, by the way, for a couple of dollars a month. It costs you absolutely next to nothing. And so far, we've called 3 projects in there, and all 3 would have been very good as well. So, yeah. Anyway, that's my point on that. It's not financial advice as ever on this channel. It never is. It's just a guy talking about cryptocurrency on the internet. That's what I'm about. So, you know, if you enjoy that kind of thing, then, yeah, take a look, see what it's all about, and get involved. That would be bullish. So, right. Very much we need to see Ethereum break above this level. This would be a very good sign. By the way, BTC dominance is just coming down like a rocket, which we love, by the way. This is super good. That's what we want to see. But yeah, the story of the day, Ethereum, look out for that number. I think we will close above that. I feel that's where the sentiment in the market's going. Definitely feels like there's more, and I'll tell you exactly. And more importantly, we're going to look at this, which we've never seen before. Why that's important in just a minute. Solana up at 187. Good news there, as well as XRP just looking to break back above $3. But some big stories of the day. Zebek 14%. If you're still in that play, congrats. That's a big move on Zebek. Aerodrome Finance, something I've been talking about for a year, is up 12.5%. We'll soon be retesting all-time highs, which is pretty exciting. You've got Chainlink doing well. AVAX had a nice little move today. And then some of the kind of AI players we've been looking at, Fetch at nearly 4%, Injective, Justin Selly will be pleased with that one. That moved a little bit, as well as AIOZ at 9%. And then look, some memes starting to move as well. Bonk at 4.5%, Brett nearly 8%. So some real positive moves in the market, all while USDT and USDC dominance continue to come down, nearly 3%. And the ETH Bitcoin ratio spiked. This is great news if you are dialed in to the altcoin market, which, by the way, you absolutely 100% should be, because we're pretty much here. I think Mohammed was one of the people who are asking me, when's the altcoin season? I think if ETH breaks the level we're looking for right now, and actually we see ETH dominance continue to break above, looking at this, the 3849 range would absolutely be a big world for a move to the upside. So yeah, good news story, right? That's where that's it. Now, I did want to just reference this, by the way, and I thought this was important to just talk about, as I discussed it yesterday on the live stream. And I guess it's kind of the reason why I fully came out. And by the way, I'm not saying that this is what people should do. I'm not saying this was a good strategy, bad strategy, indifferent strategy, to be honest. This is what I did. Bank accounts keep losing to the money printer. So albeit printing money is great for risk on assets, it's not good for your average dollar, pound, yen, if you Craig, or any specific fiat currency. Look at this, $10,000 in 2015 buys you $5,980 worth of goods. Fiat just stole 40% of your wealth in a decade. And that's the reality of it. If you held $10,000 for the last 10 years, you basically lose 40% of it. It's pretty interesting, isn't it? Pretty interesting when you put it that way. And again, this is what Bitcoin and, more importantly, what cryptocurrency does solve. So if you're not bullish enough, then I don't know what to tell you. But anyway, welcome back, TikTok. So yeah, that's my view on life, and I think very much in a good news story as well. So thanks for the gift, Vern. Appreciate it. Darude's in the building. What's going on, pal? So yeah, good news. So we have to change our names to it. Can't do it, but you have to keep the at the start of it. That's what it looks like. 𝗥𝗲𝗹𝘁𝗲𝗱 looks like he's done it. 𝗦𝗲𝗿𝗁𝗁𝗲𝗀, what's going on, pal? Sean's in the house. What's going on, buddy? Welcome. Mark Noby's here. What's going on, Mark Noby? It's been a minute. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. Okay, let's continue on with this. Morgan Stanley CIO. The bull market is just the beginning. Oh my God, everyone's going crazy. Yesterday it was fucking over. Today, everyone is back at it like a tramp on chips. Everyone's loving life. And yeah, pretty interesting little statement here. There is a little bit to it, so I don't want to go like super crazy on it, but it is worth listening to. we can obviously just pull this out super quick and let people hear it. And guess what? Guess what I can do here? Check this out. Is it this one? Oop. Hey.
Sold during the panic. They haven't been back in. They're waiting for an entry point. Is that coming?
I mean, look, I don't know if they're going to get a big fat pitch like we got in April. That's probably very unlikely. We think ultimately that was the end of a pretty significant bear market. We're in the beginning of a new bear market. It's still about only 4 months into that. So, pullbacks will probably be shallower than people want. I mean, that's the classic sign of a new bull market. It doesn't really let anybody in. The good news is, our data suggests that the retail investor really didn't sell in April. In fact, they were buyers all the way through that period. It was really more the institutional community that created that low and a lot of the passive strategies, quite frankly. And it was so quick that many people didn't even have time to react. So my suspicion is most of the viewers probably have plenty of equity exposure. They're probably enjoying the ride. The question they probably are asking themselves is, should I be selling here because I made so much money? And in that case, that's a personal decision. You got to pay taxes. If you do that, my suspicion is if we get a pullback, it'll be probably less than 10%, which in the grand scheme of things, that's not worth trying to trade around for most people.
So you believe we started a new bull market back in April. Why?
Because we had a bear market. And I think that's the thing that people don't really acknowledge, which is that, the sell-off in April was really a final capitulation to a bear market that began last summer. If you actually look at most stocks, they topped in July of 2024. They were down anywhere between 30 and 35% on average. I mean, that's a proper bear market that ended with a capitulatory price action. So whenever you get that type of price action, you have some demarcation between the bull market and the bear market. That was it. It was the capitulation. So, most bull markets don't last 4 months. They last, years, year or two.
Bullish. So, like we said, there you go. The Morgan Stanley CIO. By the way, Morgan Stanley allegedly today saying that they don't think we're going to get rate cuts. Interesting. Very much bullish on the markets. And look, I can dial into that every single day of the week. Worthwhile keeping your eyes peeled on that one. So, yeah, anti-Bitcoiner turns pro-Bitcoin. No, bull market one time. Yeah, it definitely sounded like it was like bear market. But, yeah, it did sound like it did sound like that. But, yeah, you think there will be rate cuts? Yeah, I'm pretty sure there'll be rate cuts. I think we'll get a 25 basis points cut in Feb, 85%. We do need to see what Jerome Powell says, and we need to talk about the minutes that came in, but still very, very bullish indeed. A couple of interesting charts I thought was worthwhile just to summarize it. Post-Harvard ROI, look at this. Crypto RO's giving us his view, saying Bitcoin on pause. History says the rally isn't over yet. 480 days post-halving often stumbles, but past cycles hint this dip could flip into a surge within 2 to 4 weeks with new highs by day 510. Watch out, this could be a good news. And then this was kind of a pretty big deal, and I'm not going to break this one down too much because it's kind of a little bit long-winded, and I'm sure you guys are like, oh god, what the hell is that too bit? But basically, Tyler Winklevoss and Cameron Winklevoss donating over $21 million in Bitcoin to the Digital Freedom Fund PAC, which is basically supporting President Trump's vision of making America the crypto capital of the world. By the way, they just literally launched a IPO and also have a $150 million credit line to RLUSD and Ripple. Pretty interesting indeed. This goes on for a pretty big article, by the way. Anti-CBDC, fair banking, open banking, mandatory rulemaking, project crypto, as well as everything else, and very bullish on the market. So look, the Winklevoss twins are going big on Bitcoin, and that's good news if you ask me. Finally, this dead quick one, just chucking this in. SEC filing reveals plans for the Defiance leveraged long income XRP ETF under Tidal Trust 2. Basically a Wall Street funded ETF with institutional exposure. I am yet, and I'll just be dead honest, to confirm this 100%. It does look like it's legitimate. This could be a pretty big thing, especially under Tidal Trust 2. Again, giving their exposure to Wall Street to specifically XRP. This will probably open up the doorway for probably the next month, maybe 3 weeks, where we potentially get these XRP ETFs, Solana ETFs, treasury companies, all that kind of crazy shit going on. So, yeah, pretty bullish news. Hence why we've seen some positive moves in the market. Hence why you've got, I mean, look, 3347, we said 4347. ETH above that. I told you it would do. I think we'll hold this. I actually could see ETH closing around 7%. So keep your eyes peeled on it. But this is good news as well for that. Right. All of that, however, pales into insignificance when we talk about this. All right. So this is basically the Federal Reserve minutes did come out today. Jerome Powell and his cronies giving their sort of specific view of the previous FOMC meeting where rates were held. Nothing really kind of happened and everything's sort of the same. Rather than go through it all, and it's a pretty long-winded one actually, I thought, well, why not use some AI and just get ChatGPT to tell me the key things that came in. So we'll just sort of quickly run through this. Then I want to talk about a few other bits and pieces. So I think this is pretty obvious. Rates held steady. They obviously kept it 4.25. By the way, US inflation back above 2%. We sort of talked about this yesterday a little bit, but yeah. Growing internal division. So Michelle Bowman, Christopher Waller, both officially did vote against rate held. They actually were specifically on that. Annalisa Kungler didn't attend. Like, she was just like, yeah, see you later, I'm out of there. And what's interesting is that Trump's now trying to yeet someone else out of there, which is kind of interesting as well. So we will see how that one plays out, but more on that in just a second. The broader split emerged. While most participants prioritized inflation rates, the dissenters were more concerned about the weakening labor market. And then we talked about that yesterday. Some of those key things are going to come out prior to the next one, which I think is going to be important. Tariffs and inflation uncertainty continue. And actually, the participants noted increased goods price. We talked about this yesterday. And that PPI that came in, you can sort of see it within that detail as well. And probably has a little bit more to come through yet. Argued against waiting for full clarity before adjusting policy. Again, tariffs are kind of not a new thing, but they're new to monetary policy, I guess. Committee's advancing a review of the monetary policy strategy, aiming to update the statement on longer run goals of monetary policy strategy. We'll get that Friday. That's kind of where Jackson Hole is going to be sort of important. And then look, between meetings, market expectations for the policy rate remain stable. Expectations are rate cuts are coming in September. Markets are increasingly betting on September rate cuts. Probability estimated around 83 to 85%. We need to watch that. And Friday is going to sort of tell us a little bit where that gets to. Caution and data driven. Jerome Powell's not the difference. The difference now is, though, that he is literally on his way out and doesn't give a flying F. And so he's kind of a bit like, well, whatever. Like, you know what I mean? It's kind of going to be what it's kind of going to be. So we will see what's happening. So keep your eyes peeled on that. Forward-looking markets are leaning towards easing soon, which again, we absolutely expect. And the rare dual dissent underscores brewing tensions of the FOMC, aligned to the fact they're going after this lease or whatever it is for mortgage fraud again. Like, it's just like, what the hell? It's crazy. Anyway, Ross, what's going on? Says, what do you say, Ross? Says, evening bud, Solana stock index. I told you about it. We'll take a look at that DeFi section. Hold up and remind me. What's going on, Feg? Feg's in the building. One time said, Fed previous actions and statement indicate a potential shift towards easing monetary policy. Yeah, kind of. I wouldn't say it's definitive, though. I definitely wouldn't say it's definitive. And the weakening labor market is going to be an important one to think about. I just invited someone. Don't come on the stream. It's always awkward when people do it. JJ, what's going on? Good to see you, man. Spade Shop, what's going on? Say 2-bit. Although you call me 2byte, which is fine, though. Don't worry about it. How you doing today? Yeah, I'm good, mate. I'm good. Just, chomping around. Get out of here. No, I'm good, mate. Thanks. Bacon, Corbin, Subway, Footlong, Curtis. Nice. Decent. That'd be good. Invite me on the stream. Absolutely not, Al. Al, you were criticizing me for going late when I was like 2 minutes early. A lot of good news on EMYC, E-Money Network. Okay, Ross, remind me when we get to the DeFi section. We'll take a look at it. But hope you're well, Al. Hope you're well. It's going to be all good. Right, let's talk about this. Okay, this is like, whoa, 2-bit, what the f*** is this? Let's talk about this. Let's talk about why this is exciting. We touched on this yesterday, and I wanted to sort of double back on it, really, and sort of give you a view as to why Ethereum is pushing so aggressively at the minute. And what does this actually mean? Well, what we get here is this is the actual tracker for ETH reserve. So who's buying, how much they're buying, and more importantly, what does that look like? And over the last 2 days, we've seen some of the biggest purchases of Ethereum that we have seen for the longest time. Sharplink Gaming had another 143,000 Ethereum, as well as AAVE, which again is not necessarily a new player to the space, but not someone we've kind of really been keeping an eye on, bought another 58,000 Ethereum today. Yesterday was obviously pretty insane with some big old buys. You got there, look at that, 1.8K on more buying. Again, some Zilla Corporation buying lots. Bitmine buying 373,000 Ethereum. It's fucking crazy. When you start talking about ETFs specifically, look at this. ETF inflows are off the freaking charts right now. Like, I'm seriously like, do you remember all the times when I was going, do not sleep on Ethereum. Ethereum's going to be crazy. There is so much good news coming in. Layer 2 is going to be good. We sort of rotated a bit of capital way back when Ethereum was a crock of shite, and then we kind of moved it. Probably for the last 8 weeks, I've been going, do not sleep on Ethereum. Just look at this. Look at this. TikTok, look at this. massive amounts of flowing into these ETFs like we've never seen before. Ethereum is set for some, you know, when you kind of go, well, maybe 8 to 10K, like maybe 8 to 10K. You kind of allow yourself a little bit to think 15K, I think, easily. But this is kind of crazy. And actually, we're seeing even more. But look at some of these numbers here. Look at these absolute craziness that have got 1.5 million ETH now sitting with BitMine, Immersion Tech. This is obviously Tom Lee's company. SharpLink Gaming's in there. The Ether Machine. All three of those outpacing the Ethereum Foundation. I mean, it's absolutely freaking crazy to think about. But, you know, pretty bullish if you ask me. And lots of good news to keep an eye out for. Lots more coming as well. And they are buying big. We'll keep you posted on exactly what's going on with that. As always, don't forget, get in the Discord, baby, because that's where it's going to be. Everything's going Discord right now. Everything. Don't forget to, if you haven't already, by the way, smash up the like button on your door and subscribe to the channel. We bring you the latest and greatest in cryptocurrency content every single day, keeping you dialed into these markets because you simply cannot afford to not be. We got you covered, by the way. Got you covered, by the way. All gravy. Right, let's talk about what is coming up and why we should be super, super bullish on the markets. Now, Scott Bessent, we all know that he's pretty bullish on Bitcoin. Specifically, though, he's now bullish in his job role and stablecoins. He said this, that stablecoin issuers, particularly those backed by US Treasuries, could evolve into a notable buyer of government securities. Watch out for this. Now, this isn't something new. This isn't like a new strat. This is kind of crazy. And yeah, we think it's going to be pretty big, if you ask me. And the fact that Bessent now is super bullish on stablecoin companies like Tether and Circle holding US government debt. Obviously, we talked about this the other day. They're still coming down, by the way, which is kind of okay. 4.29 now on the 10-year and 3.78 on the 2-year is pretty good, if you ask me. So, yeah, I'm kind of optimistic on that. Ross says, how's your bags, 2-bit? Do you mean crypto bags or do you mean crypto bags? Yeah, good today. Good today. Still not overall good, by the way. The last 3 or 4 days have been pretty rough, but they're better today. That's what I would say. But yeah, so the 10-year and the 2-year Treasury is still coming down a little bit. So we do need to be a little bit mindful of that. Will you guys stop talking to the Discord and listen to the live stream? It just keeps popping up on my screen. But the reality is that, yeah, this could be a good news story. And by the way, all or pretty much most of the stable coins, they are on Ethereum. Now you say, well, they're not 2-bit. BNB, you can get USDT on. I know you can. The main chain you get them on, though, is Ethereum. So, again, this could be interesting. And by the way, the stablecoin market are like printing stablecoins like they are going out of fashion. Like they are literally just printing more and more and more because they just want to be able to buy more and more. So, yeah, good news. If you ask me, I think it's crazy. Chainlink co-founder Sergey Negov on stream. Something's just come through. Donald Trump trying to go after another Fed chair, Biden appointee. Lisa Cook? Yeah. Federal member Lisa Cook saying she should resign or be fired. Mortgage fraud, of which there isn't really any substantial evidence to support. And I think it's some sort of play on the rules. But anyway, he can't cut the head off the snake. So he's going after every single thing that's attached to it. It's like, what the hell, bro? Trump's ruthless, bro. He is going after everybody in the Fed. Whether Jerome Powell gives a flying F about it, we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, if Cook resigns, Trump's pro-rate cut members could reach a majority. So yeah, he'll probably get this through. I don't think he needs to before September personally, but you know, we'll see. We'll see how it plays off. Obi, you know, I can see the messages coming up on my screen. Holmes, did you know 2-bit has given TikTok free calls for memes? Not YouTube, just TikTok. Disgusting behavior. That's because they pay for a premium service, Obi. That's why. They get the intel. They get the alpha. What's your thoughts on Powell for Friday? I think rate cuts are going to come. I think he could be a bit of a knob. If I'm honest, I think he could be a bit of a knob. But I think the question is, do markets care enough? And it feels like they don't care given what came in from the Fed rate decisions today. But we'll see. We will see. We will break that down in a little bit more detail as well as we get nearer to it, which should be good news. But yeah, hopefully he just comes in. You kind of want him to come in. Basically, you can't have it both ways, right? So if you increase inflation, you reduce jobs. If you decrease inflation, you increase jobs. Now, remember, he wants a stable labor market and inflation under 2%. So in theory, you could cut rates. By cutting rates, you are going to spike inflation. You're going to spike jobs, so he can't have it both ways, which generally, that's kind of what he wants to get to, but he won't get it. So he's either got to decide to either do nothing, which could be a thing, by the way. I still think a rate cut comes in September, 25 basis points, as like a as like a, yeah, we need to do that. Remind me, let's do the bingo card. Let's do the bingo card. What day is it tomorrow? Thursday. Yeah, let's do it tomorrow. Remind me. Let's do the bingo card tomorrow. If not, tonight on the TikTok live, but let's try and do it tomorrow. So he's got to kind of balance it. And normally you kind of get this bit where he'll say, we're a little bit uncertain about tariffs. Job market feels okay and inflation is under control. The jobs market's probably not great at the minute in the US. And I think he's sort of pretending that well, not pretending, that's probably not the right word, but definitely there is a little bit of uncertainty in the job market. I think it's fair. So if he drops rates, then the argument would be you are going to push jobs up, right? That's kind of where he's going to get to. So Powell's going to be an ass on Friday, but he's going to have a bite the bullet and indicate a cut. Yeah, I think so. I think he'll probably indicate that he'll probably say something like, we will closely monitor, we're going to closely monitor the data over the course of the next 4 weeks to decide whether a shift in monetary policy needs to happen. He'll say something like that. That gives him scope to either drop or if like crazy CPI comes in, PPI comes in, jobless claims fall through the floor and no one gets a job, then maybe that comes in a little bit more painful, but we'll see. We'll see. Us YouTube viewers feel a bit on the side. Why? Hello, 2-bit. What's going on, Beebs? Going to see Q4 will grace us with a 7 trillion market cap. I'm down for that. I'm down 100% for that. He's going to say Trump. Well, he could do. That's the thing. Like, you know, you could argue that, yeah. Revisions in the last 3 years. Yeah, I mean, that's the crazy thing. The jobs market's been about 35,000, I think, jobs. And don't forget, US government jobs will drop in. They'll probably come off in September. What is that number? Does anyone know what that number is? I can't remember what it is. So, I mean, that would indicate US government job layoffs in the USA. That would indicate the jobs market is in decline. That 275,000 United States federal service layoffs have been announced for the second Trump administration. Yeah, so they come off in September, right? I think they come off in September. They officially kind of wash through. So you could argue if you remove those from the jobs market, then yeah, exactly. Yeah, that guy, exactly. And that's kind of what they're saying, isn't it? Like, and that will just take a bit of rebalancing out, but they'll all come out, which you could say, well, then the jobs market has been not great. So he needs to push the jobs market up. In order to do that, though, he's got to bring inflation down. Inflation's going to spike risk assets. Interestingly enough, Kevin O'Leary, Mr. Wonderful today, don't know if you saw that, giving his view, saying that he doesn't even think Jerome Powell needs to cut rates. If anything, you've got booming stock markets, you've got solid economy. Why cut rates? Rates are only going to support risk assets. Now, for us, we're like, cut the freaking rates because I want Bitcoin to go to crazy numbers and Ethereum to spike and all the rest of it. However, yeah, that's where we get to. Obi, what are you talking about? Because I got my sound on. Maybe getting a rate hike. Look, it's not out of the realms of possibility. I think it's very, very, very unlikely, right? Very, very, very unlikely. However, not something I would entirely dismiss. Wagwan, what's going on, buddy? Welcome, as always. So, yeah. And then just, by the way, just to sort of double down on a couple of key things here, by the way, Bitcoin ETFs, pretty slow today. Nothing really going on. BlackRock holding off. And I think, my view, it's just about Friday now. It's what is Jerome Powell going to say at Jackson Hole? You can look at it in terms of the stock market, the NASDAQ, anything you want to look at. Everything's just kind of like, right, let's just see what this guy does and see what the land looks like post that weekend, I think. So I don't think we're going to see any big ones other than, like we said, the fact that we're seeing like huge amounts of Ethereum ETFs and Ethereum reserves going absolutely freaking crazy, which is fine. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Yeah. That's where you get to, isn't it? Trump will send him on a hike if he does. I mean, that's also possible. That is also possible. Would be pretty interesting if he does. So it's no more problem. Well, look, the reality is right now is the expectation is that we're going to get rate cuts. It's like, oh, I pressed the wrong thing. It's like 85% or something. So it would have to be a pretty big shift in policy and pretty big shift in monetary view. So 80.9. Now, is worth noting, by the way, that's now 20% since PPI came out. So when did PPI come out? Last Thursday? When did that come in? Thursday, yeah. So in a week, that's gone 20%. Now, do I expect us to see another, $10,000 correction on Bitcoin? Probably not. Do I expect to see any data that's going to suggest that the markets or economies are absolutely collapsing? No. So you'd argue we're probably going to sit around, 75, 73% by the time in which this rate cut comes. We do have CPI, we do have PPI that we talked about last night. So this is going to have to be something to keep your eyes very much peeled on, and important to kind of work it through. So yeah, where do those expectations come from? What, as in, where does the fund rate thing come from? Is that what you mean? Is that what you mean? Like, where do we get this 80%? It comes from bankers. It comes from people that are like in the know. The data and output of this tool do not constitute investment advice and are not personal recommendations from CME Group. Nothing contained here constitutes the solicitation of the publicized of the sale of any future obligations. Basically, it just takes loads of data that's going in and sort of chucks it into an algorithm and says, here's what it is. As well as taking important data from big economists, big companies, and kind of what people say. This is likely the Fed will change the federal funds target in the upcoming FOMC meeting. According to the interest rate, traders use FedWatch to track the probability of the changes to the Fed rate as implied by the 30-day Fed funds rate futures price. There you go. So yeah, basically big economies, not big economies, sorry, big economists, and data that is being pulled through as well. So that's kind of where we get to it. My crypto space, what's going on? Good to see you. To be on TikTok, you get a different screen view. What do you mean? Yeah, you can see my face on TikTok, right? I can't run TikTok through OBS. That's the problem I have with it. It like comes up and says, oh, you're not using original content. We're going to ban you. So that's why I can turn it and you can look at the screen, but it's not really, I mean, look, it's just a FedWatch screen, isn't it? It's a bit different. Like, you guys can see this glorious face, whereas you guys obviously don't want to see it on YouTube. So anyway, Nadal, what's going on, by the way? RPM's in the house. What's going on, buddy? Justin. What's going on, pal? Yeah, future obligations. Very much so. Very much so. So people that would know, or people who just guess what the question, you answered it. Well, it's a bit more complicated than that. A bit more complicated than that. So on TikTok, they just see two, but nothing else. Yeah, until I turn and face it that way, then they see the screen. But yeah, basically they see me. They see me. It's just fine though, isn't it? It's fine. It's like a behind the scenes kind of vibe. Anyway, right. That's that done. That's that done. Trump's gonna sack that person. That's fine. That's fine. ETH reserves, we need to add that to my, where do I need to add this to? I need to add it to that bookmark. And we're good. Onto DUCs there. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Can you make the selfie box in the bottom corner even smaller? No. Al, you missed it. Look at this. Whoa. Holy crap. Look how bullish that is, Al. Anyway, want to put the camera behind you so they can always see your screen and the back of your head. I mean, again, it's the problem of them going, oh, it's not original content. Get the hell out of here. Get banned. Panhead. Yeah, it's fine. I mean, TikTok likes, you guys like the fact I'm here. Like, just talk to me like I'm normal. Fine. Trump needs to sack Jay Powell. Well, he's not going to be able to sack Jay Powell, but he can certainly make his life a misery. But at the end of the day, and by the way, if you've ever left a job, don't forget, Jerome Powell's going to leave and probably go and be some economist or lawyer at like BlackRock, Fidelity, or, you know, go and teach somewhere. That's kind of the reality of what's going to happen. So why is he going to give a care? He's just not going to give a flying about anything. He's just going to be like, yeah, whatever. Whatever, Jezza, get the hell out of here. He ain't going to give a monkeys. So, yeah, anyway. You know how big your face looks on an 8-inch screen in my office? Yeah. I imagine probably pretty big. Probably big. Trump sacking the SEC. It's not like the SEC. He's going after all these people that went after him. Letitia James for mortgage fraud. Lisa Cook for mortgage fraud. If Jerome Powell doesn't leave, he's going to like get him done for fraud. Like, it's wild. It's funny though. I mean, it is kind of funny. Not super funny, but it is kind of funny. Anyway, that is that. We'll keep an eye on what's going on in the market here. We're just on the 12-hour chart. Looking pretty bullish here on the 12-hour. I've got to be honest. That looks great. I just moved my thing that I didn't want to do as well. And ETH still holding up above that. Look, 4348. So yeah, positive news here on Ethereum. Let's hope that continues to push furthermore to the upside. That'll be bullish as well as Solana and everything else starting to move. By the way, let's just take a quick look. Oh, I haven't actually logged into this, by the way. Let's take a quick look at... let's take a... Oh, what the hell? What the hell? My password is not correct. Let's take a quick look at what's going on with Aerodrome Finance and those are rates. Trouble's that powerful wearing a purple tie, maybe. We like it how it is. Tell YouTube guys to just chill. Yeah, chill out, YouTube. You tell them one time. You tell them, bro. Don't listen to them. The nonsense. Yeah, look at this. 12.5%. Look at this. Bullish. Nearly $200. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah. Anyway, good news. Good news, if you ask me. Do you think J-Power will be dovish on Friday? It's hard to call, really. It's hard to call. Ask yourself this question. Why would he be dovish on Friday? Take out the emotion that we want him to push the market and we want to pump Bitcoin. Why would he be dovish on Friday? The whole rate cut things are for risk assets and for Trump, really. He could absolutely kind of be, it's not been out 2 years, Justin, but he could properly, like, if he wants to be an absolute spanner, but yeah, that's the 2-week chart for Aerodrome. Bear in mind, it launched back in March of this year, so it's not been out 2 years. But I mean, look at that. It's not far from an all-time high, baby. What's it got to go now? I mean, technically another 100%, but that's a spike on launch. So you can't really count that, to be honest, can you? Go to here. Needs about 70% to an all-time high. Let's go, baby. I'm bullish. We're bullish. It's great. Airdrop finance rate. I'll take those rewards all day long. Condom. Boom. All day long. Ba-bum. Is it cold in your house? I mean, it's not warm where I'm at. Where are we at? 14 degrees and cloudy, apparently, according to my computer. I mean, I could look out the window, but I've shut my curtains, so. Yeah, I wouldn't say I've got the window open, so it's like, yeah, it's not super warm. And I'm cooling off after last week's holiday where it was like ridiculous. Ridiculous. Anyway, Solana price alert up 5.19%. Look at that. 186. Go Solana breaking 6%. Justin asks Al, he can see it on his... I don't know what you guys are talking about. 14 degrees, yeah. 14 degrees Celsius, yeah. Pretty cold. Pretty cold. Boom, boom. Anyway, right. What do you guys want to talk about? What do you guys want to get into? I don't really have anything else to kind of talk about, really. 40 degrees outside, yeah. Not in here. The window is open, though, by the way. BNB looks like it might be about to break 900. Look at this. This one's pretty big. This is a pretty bullish move on BNB. I actually do now have some BNB as well. Shut up, Justin. I actually now do have some BNB. Not loads of it, by the way. Not loads of it. I have an absolute low, like super reignition in the meme coin space. Like I'm loving the meme coin space right now. Loving it. Loads of fun. Always do your own research and everything is a risk when you invest in meme coins. You can't lose everything. But yeah, 2-bit singing Lionel Richie's all night long. Yeah, technically. Wow, where are you in the winter is already in effect. Well, I mean, not quite. 14's fine. Like 28, it's hot for us. Big Al says, I want to know why the market has double topped with exact fractals of the 2021-22 top. The market is headed into the bear. I want to know why the market... Well, I don't know. I mean, should we ask ChatGPT what it says? Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute, Al. I'll give you an answer to that in just 1 second. Let's see. What's the answer to this point? A good way to approach the point is breaking it down into technicals. Right. Double tops form when price retests prior highs but fails to push through with strong momentum. The market right now is showing a near identical fractal to the 2021-22. Basic participants are reacting the same resistance zones, prior all-time high supply, and psychological round numbers. Momentum indicators such as RSI, MACD, OBV, etc. are showing bearish divergence exactly as they did before the last major top. Retail investors FOMO'd back as the price approached the highs expected a breakout. Smart money and larger players use this liquidity to offload positions. This creates the echo top. The fractal similarity isn't accidental. It reflects how crowd behavior tends to repeat at a key level. And the 2021-22, the Fed was tightening into inflation. Liquidity was being drained. Market rolled over. That, however, is not the case now. Without fresh liquidity, markets can't sustain a new breakout, hence the rollover. So the double top with indicator fractals isn't just chart magic. It's a combination of technical exhaustion, repeat crowd behavior, and similar macro headwinds. Basically, that's what happened before, but it's not going to happen again. In a very, very roundabout way. Oh, dear me. It's a fake out, Al. Do you reckon? Ask Levi uses AI. Does he really? XRP GOAT. What's going on? XRP back up. It didn't last long. Where are we at? 297. So still think XRP needs to break this level and see where we get to on that. Looks like it's a decent level. I'm just watching. Sorry, I'm just watching a meme coin that I got into and someone just bought $5,000 worth of it. Let's go. It's up 100. No, it isn't. It's up 214% today. Bullish. Good news. Good news. Anyway, be patient. And even though, yeah, what's going on, XRP? Good to see you, buddy. Welcome. Welcome as always. What's your thoughts on BoatKid? Good entry point or going to zero? Well, why don't we do a little bit of meme coin magic? Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's go to Dex Screener just for what. I don't know why. Let's just do Dex Screener rather than Dex Tools. Not the fact that I've got all the ones I'm watching. Oh, I saw this. I saw 𝗥𝗲𝗹𝘁𝗲𝗀 like when it first came out. I definitely saw this when it first came out. Definitely. This was one of those that like triggered on my thing. Okay. I will give my opinion and then I'm going to let the chat know. I'm going to let the chat. Well, you guys let me know what you think of this in the chat. My personal opinion, I think this is just going to continue its way down and it's going to end badly. That's my view of that one, by the way. I think it's absolutely going to zero. It's been spooky quiet on BNB and Ghost from CZ. Yeah, that's true. That's true. All I give you is some substance, but it's going to cost you. Yeet. Get it, Al. SSX first, bro. SSX. SSX. Okay, yeah, let's take. In fact, let me bring SSX up here. Oh man, it's up 82%. Are you freaking kidding me right now? Are you freaking kidding me, bro? Look at this. I realized I can just close off this this bit so you guys can't see it. Man, yeah, that's pretty bullish, isn't it? When did we talk about this? When did you come in and tell me about this? The volume's looking pretty solid as well, by the way. 500,000. 4.49. 300k in liquidity, 2,000 holders. Yeah, it's a decent move. Can't argue with that. 86% on the day. Check out the X account. Okay, I will do it. 1.67k. Yeah, I mean, that looks fine. That looks like a pretty solid mover and groover, doesn't it? But yeah, that's my opinion on this, by the way, Mark Noby. I think it's going to zero. Hopefully that doesn't annoy you too much. In your opinion, will this bull run go over into 2026? I mean, Andy, at the minute, I'm still in a world of saying no. I think I am starting to become more and more of the smaller group that believe that, though. I think that there is probably an argument to say that it will go into 2026. Just kind of don't see it at the minute. At the minute, I don't see it. My pieces, I went into my local, the range earlier. Halloween stuff is in there. Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? It is crazy, by the way. I mean, I'm not going to lie to you guys. I work in a food retailer and Christmas stocks landed. We actually put Christmas stock out next week. Next week. Good call on 𝗥𝗲𝗹𝘁𝗲𝗀. I was on the fence. Yeah, I think it's good. Look, it depends. Could you get a bounce? Maybe. Ask yourself what's going to change right now. If you look at volume's okay, but what you've got is positions trying to get out. Look at the buys versus sells. So big sell, big sell, big sell versus the buys. Like these are outpricing buys. Tells you momentum is definitely down at the minute. I saw Halloween stuff at Ralph's yesterday. Wow. My local Poundland just closed down. What the hell? Where will I go now with my crypto gains? Pound world. This is not a bull run. It's an adapting curve. So it will last 3 to 5 years. I mean, that would be pretty bullish if it did. If you're, okay. BitSpace, can you just ban or remove whoever that is? I don't know why they need to come in and be like, oh, I can't grow my own audience, so I'm just going to shill in a different group. Hey, it's fine. Don't worry about it. Get out of here. EMYC updates, app, etc. Okay, let's take a look at that. EMYC. EMYC, the e-money train, baby. It's on the move. Here we go. Look, this one is, what's this one doing right now? BNB. Oh, man, come on, bro. It looks awful. It looks freaking awful. What are you talking about? It's got 3K in volume. Nah, this can't be the right thing. Is it BNB chain? BitSpace, thanks, man. I've noticed that the coins nobody talks about are getting some great moves. Scroll, for example. Yeah, there's a couple of good coins, by the way. Yeah, I know. It's unbelievable, XRP. Go, isn't it? It's like, just go build a freaking community. It's not that hard. Like, you know what I mean? Jesus. Honestly. Anyway, by the way, don't forget, I'm going to be live with the one and only CryptoVern in about an hour here on TikTok again. We won't be doing it on YouTube, but we will be live on TikTok for a slightly different view of the world. We're going to get Vern's view on things. So come and join us. As always, it's going to be bullish. So don't miss out on that one for sure. Do you think the market cap will reach 10 trillion this bull run? I mean, could it reach 10 trillion? Yes. Is it likely to reach 10 trillion? I mean, it's a big ask, isn't it? That's a big old ask. 10 trillion on this. I mean, where do you even take it from? Here on the 12-hour chart. Let's do the daily. You could argue and say, well, where's the bottom of the bull market? I mean, it's still in a solid uptrend, isn't it, here? Like, still very much a solid uptrend, but It's hard to say. It is hard to say. I mean, lots of people predict 7. Is 10 out of the realms of possibility? Probably not. Could be a thing. The bigger one to keep your eye on will be this. The total 2, by the way. So everything minus Bitcoin. This is the one we need to keep an eye out on. This is definitely the one that I am pretty bullish. That break on that top line, that's what we're looking for as well. Previous all-time high. So, yeah. Could it do it? Yes. Is it likely? Probably not. 10 trillion's big. That would need some sort of big, crazy volume to go into Bitcoin, and like probably way more than we've seen at the minute. Borgie. Let's take a look at Borgie. I'm down for it. Crypto Brain says, what's going on? Welcome. Always good to see you. Borgie is here. Liquidity 193, $5.1 million. Have I seen this? No, I haven't. No, I haven't. Hold on a minute. What do you say? Meme Borgie. Good percentage gains this week. Okay. Yeah, because it's absolutely, it's absolutely garbage outside of that. Garbage. Look at that. The hell is that? Ross, bro, I've seen more life in a well-done steak. Oh, dear. Goes if I never eat Mackie. I haven't eaten at McDonald's in literally months. Timu's struggling much these days, giving out cash back on discounts. Big updates. Okay, they need a big update because it looks terrible. I'm not hating, by the way. I'm just telling you exactly what I think of that chart, and that chart looks absolutely awful. So, yeah. Where is Craig? But he's here, look. Craig, let's go. Stop falling asleep, Craig. That's what I do. Craig's up all night like Lionel Richie. He's just bringing it. Craig needs to get involved in the meme coin space. Soon also from Borg. Oh, yeah, Borg. Borg. Is that the gaming token? That's Xborg, isn't it? Yeah, Swissborg had a decent move actually, didn't it? Yeah. That Xborg is a year old now, so pretty interesting. Yeah, pretty interesting. Good. Yeah, Swissborg, yeah. Last day at Mackey's on the 24th of April. Nice, Lauren. Nice. Decent. Good shout. Justin said it's a trap. What, Temu or this market? We just need ETH to keep pushing up a little bit. Crypto Princess, what's going on with you? We need to get that. You said you would come on the show at some point. We need to get that dialed in, actually. You should come and join us on TikTok as well later on. Join me and Vern on TikTok. It's fun. Yeah, how do you do it? Yeah, I mean, it's quite wild, isn't it? It's wild. Xborg is Swissborg's launchpad. Okay, yeah, cool. I'll check it next week when SSX is at 10 to 15 million. I'm down for it. Don't wait for a week. Just let me know every day. Oh, by the way, bro, it's a bit of a free milli today. But like, oh, safe. That's the, what's it called that you guys all invest in that I sold way too early that's like got about $500 million market cap? Stronghold. I mean, look, that's not right. That can't be right. Stronghold SHX. Is this one? Is that right? $6.8 million in liquidity. Man, I absolutely dropped the ball up with this one. Look at that. Look at the state of that. Look at it. My life. Anyway. Lauren Birds. Oh, OBS the night before. Right? Okay. Still talking about McDonald's, you guys. What the hell? Oh, what's that? Oh, there's literally a fly just flew on my screen. Oh, get out of here. There's a new fella in town. Bio Protocol. Let's get it. I like it. Yeah, man, I proper fumbled SHX, didn't I? Lemmy, yeah, I saw Lemmy was doing okay. I saw Lemmy, and I saw Courage the Bat was doing all right as well. Or Courage the Dog, sorry. I saw that one was on the move as well. Yeah, these are doing pretty good. Bear in mind, we called Lemmy at like, what do we call it, Justin? Not Justin, Crackerjack. I think we called this at like, down here somewhere, like 150k or something wild. That's why these other ones I'm into at the minute, I think, they are early, bro. I mean, I've got into these super early. You could as well if you're a subscriber on TikTok. Just saying, they're the perks of being a subscriber. Oh, look at that. 200% up on the day. Let's fucking go. I want it a bit bigger than I normally do on this one as well, but I think it's going to do very, very well. So, yeah, let's go. Let's freaking send it. Not this one, by the way. This is Solano. Mackie do crumpets. That's not true. Off to do some work now. See you later, mate. Hey, SSX. I'm still got it on the screen, look. Solana stock index. Here you go, look. Before you go. There you go, bro. Solana stock index. 85% up. Looking bullish. So, shout out to you, my man. Shazzy says, Mike, what is the new news? Why is crypto down? What? Crypto is up, bro. Like, significantly. 1.24% on Bitcoin. Ethereum's up nearly 7%. Eridon Finance, 12%. Chainlink 12%, AIOZ 10%. Man, the market's great. The market is great right now. Fly screen is different to the daddy long leg screen. Yeah, I know. Oh, dear me. Not if you bought it at the top. That's true. Someone has to buy the top, though. Remember, someone has to buy the top. That means you can sell. That's just the way the world is. They were here when we were grinding like crazy people to try and make sure that things happened. They all just think they can waltz in at the end, get a 300x and leave. That's not how it works. That is not how it works. Right, I want to show you guys something else that's come in. Pretty interesting, by the way. If you guys haven't been keeping up with this, there is an official announcement coming in from Jupe, by the way. This is pretty good news as well. So they are pretty much ready now to launch the lending and the borrowing part of there, of which some of the revenue is going to go back to, you guessed it, holders of Jupe coin. So this is pretty bullish. Still pretty optimistic about where Jupe's going to go, by the way. And also, by the way, I think it's an absolute steal at the minute. At around 50 cents is crazy in terms of where Jupe is and what they're doing. So their launchpad needs to kind of get like moving a little bit, but fingers crossed they will do that. But I'm pretty optimistic about where that's going to go. So yeah, bullish on Jupe. Bullish. Jupe been on the poop for too long. Yeah, I mean, they had a couple of announcements that I think a lot of people are a bit like, oh, this feels a little bit suspect, but yeah, it does feel like it's definitely better right now. Definitely better now. What's the best coin to invest in? It depends. Long-term, short-term, medium-term. It's all about what you've got interested in. If you're just looking for a quick flip, then meme coins, but it's high risk. High risk. But, I mean, there's some great coins out there. If you were asking me, or your question was slightly put differently, you said, which coins do you think are the most undervalued right now? That's a different question. So, because I would say Solana, I think, is well undervalued. AVAX, we've talked about before, saying I think that's undervalued. I'd even argue something like Sui has definitely got more upside potential than it's at. It's at 356 right now. I mean, you'd argue Ondo Finance under $1 is a pretty good buy as well, given that, you know, US treasuries are going to come to the blockchain. They recently did a massive settlement on XRP. I don't know if you saw this. Massive $1.15 billion settlement, all done on-chain through Ondo Finance and through XRPL. Like, you know, it's coming. Like, these are all kind of crazy ones. Airweave, ouch. That one hurt. So someone told me, I saw a thing about BSV today. Have you seen that? BSV is like done, like totally done. Now, I might be wrong, by the way, but it looked like the hash rate was like a disaster. Freaking hell, it's at $26. Jesus. That is bad news, isn't it? Volume still looks pretty solid, but I don't know if it's... is Cool Cat still here? He's a bit more clued up on this sort of stuff than I am, but... Someone told me like the hash rate went to like 0. I don't know if that's the case right now, but... Yeah, not really. I mean, it's still at 320... whatever that is. But yeah, look at that. It's way down, isn't it? Way down. Ain't that the real BTC? I mean, I don't know, to be honest. I think people like to call it that. Originally, BTC got forked, didn't it? As it has, by the way, many times. Ethereum did. I mean, I remember Bitcoin Gold coming out, which was another fork of Bitcoin. I mean, that was a proper pile of pants. How's Elon Moon doing? Let's take a look, Al. Elon Moon is it definitely this one? Is that supposed to be a what? BTC fork was Litecoin, was it? There was definitely Bitcoin Gold was definitely a fork of Bitcoin back in 2017. I remember that. And I was thinking, oh my God, I'm going to get loads. And I got like $30 of Bitcoin Gold and no one supports it. And it's all crap. It's all crap. Mohammed predictions. Hey, Altseason. Literally, I think I would argue potentially the next few days. Like, I know that sounds crazy, but look at Ethereum today. It is skyrocketing. BTC dominance is descending to chaos. We've been talking about this. Lower range, 58.71. This could happen in literally 2 days. Strap in by Monday. Mohammed, we might be in an altcoin season. I'm bullish on that. Fatcoin got blown away. Did it really? Is Fatcoin just dunzo like or what? No, it's not. It's up 4% on the day. 2 million volume. It's crazy that it's doing that sort of volume. Crazy. Jimmy, did you say there was BSV news? There was. So I saw something of people talking about the hash rate of BSV, basically saying like it's dead. Like it's totally donezo. It's going to freaking zero. But it doesn't look like it in terms of the statistics right now. But let me see if I can find it on here. I can't remember who it was. I mean, it might be one of those complete choppers that like post stuff that are like, oh, Bitcoin is going to zero. But yeah, here it is. Here it is. Now, I don't know if it's just a spike, but yeah, they pushed this out. BSV just died. Like for real, it just died. This is the hash rate, I believe, of BSV. But it's not there. It's like 0.2 or something. But I guess when you look at the hash rate, it's pretty far down. Pretty far down. Andy, see you later, pal. Thank you for tuning in. As always, don't forget we're here 4 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. UK time every day, keeping you dialed into the market. If you haven't already hit that subscribe button or smash that like button, then do so. That way you know what's going on in the markets. But yeah, appreciate you tuning in as always, my man. We're here every night. Bar Saturday. I don't stream Saturdays, but every night I'm here. Skyrockets in flight. Woohoo! Crypto coin delight. I'm down for it. I'm down for it, man. I'm missing some messages here. Chainlink, I think, is going to have a big move. Yeah, Chainlink's had a big move anyway. It's like 20 odd bucks right now. I remember debating this with Tim at like 11, like $10, $11. And I was like, I feel a bit late to it. Man, it's at $26. It's skyrocketing right now. Chainlink's going crazy. After Friday, who knows? Could be the start of the alts. Yeah, fingers crossed. If Jerome Powell just doesn't chop us up, then we're fine. If he chops us up, then it could be pretty painful. But I'm optimistic. I'm going to stay optimistic as well. Render. Bart SO1. What's going on, pal? Yeah, we touched on Render the other day, actually. We touched on that one. It feels... I think it's got better, hasn't it? It's got better. I still don't think it's super crazy, but... Yeah, 370... Not the worst, up 3%. They've got to understand what's the market average today. Well, altcoins have moved about 6%. If you take a look at the total too, they're up about 4.6. So anything less than 4.6, they're behind the curve. So albeit it's holding up, it's behind the curve. And we've sort of talked about Render. It had its big move, didn't it? You know, it's not miles behind where it should be. You know, 1075 was kind of where it got to. Previous all-time high is 1360. So, you know, we'll see. Trebtel only 2 million supply, 100 million market cap on Binance and Coinbase. Nice. Yeah, I saw that as well. Gibbsy. Evening, mate. What's your thoughts on SPX 9000? I do not have one at this moment in time. SPX 9000. It feels like there's like a whole new... you sure it's SPX 9000? You sure it's 9000? Or do you mean 6900? Trivia Man, are you into meme coins? Yes. Yeah, literally, yeah, I mean, I'm into some. I actually got into 2 new meme coins today. I dropped one in my alpha group of my subscriptions here on TikTok. So if you got into that one's actually already up pretty well, actually, in fairness. So, and yeah, we're going to be starting doing some stuff in our Discord channel as well if you haven't already got in there. But yeah, I just kind of go through these phases of like meme coins. I freaking love them. Similar to leverage trading though. I occasionally start to just leverage trade, and yeah, it's all fun. Curtis and Open Virtuals do as well. Yeah, everyone got any duct tape to stop Powell from speaking? I know it feels like we need that, doesn't it? Have you heard of Bitty Mascot? No, but we can take a look at it. SPX 6900. Look, super top tier meme coin. You can probably chuck 10 grand in here and it's not going to do a lot. That's the only problem I would say. But at the same time, looks pretty bullish. Is this going to break back to the upside? Maybe. You'd argue this is sort of in there now, isn't it? There's that top end Pepe, Shiba Inu. Albeit no one's talking about SHIB, actually. I was thinking about that the other day. No one cares about SHIB so far. Really, no one cares about Pepe as well, but hopefully that's going to change. Hopefully that's going to change. I'm in Baby Mitty. So, Bitty Mascot. I've never heard of this one. Oh, as in the Bitcoin mascot. Man, it's up 155%. Wow. Wow. I mean, that does it. The only thing I don't like is why do coins do this and then they're like, zoom. Like, why has this happened? Why has it skyrocketed over the last week? What's changed? I can never be bothered to find out. Wish I was sat in the middle of the floor eating a chocolate muffin, but I always end up with the vanilla woman. Okay. Don't know what that means, but yeah. Can't believe you gave TikTok alpha when we've been here for years. Oh, but you haven't been here for 6 months. What the hell is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? And all you have to do is go over to TikTok and subscribe. It's going to cost you like $3 a month. Not sure if I'd forgotten I had some. Then it appeared in my wallet up 300%. Nice. What do you think the upside for Sui is? Oh, man, I got Sui at 271, so I'm hoping Sui's going to do some big money. I could see Sui at like $10. Definitely could see Sui at 10. World forecast layer 0. Yeah, did you see that? Wormhole looks crazy, and they've got a big airdrop coming as well. By the way, the Discord channel will be updating people on new and unadulterated airdrops. So if you're not already in the Discord channel, you should be. Again, we're just still setting stuff up. We're still getting it all dialed in. But yeah, it's going to sort of hopefully be a definitely good place to get involved in my opinion. So yeah, so it should be good news. Midlife crisis happens sometimes. Well, that's it, true. Sure, why did you buy Sui so high? Oh, because I didn't listen to you, Al. That's my problem. I should just listen whatever Al says. Man, look at this Bitcoin rallying right now. Let's get it, baby. Up 1.3%, 114,500. Not sure I'd forgotten. Oh, I said that, didn't I? Don't forget, by the way, TikTok, I'm going to be back live in 35 minutes time with none other than CryptoVern. If you want to join us for another hour of excitement, do come and join us. It's going to be pretty epic as always. How's Sand looking? Is Craig still here? I feel like Craig's been super quiet right now. Craig, is everything okay? Craig, do you need to tell us anything, bro? Sand is up 3.24%, baby. Get it, Craig. Get on. The Vinkos brothers donate 100. Yeah, do you see that? 21 million. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. And also have $150 million credit limit into Ripple. That's wild. Wild. But yeah, I mean, Sand, you would argue Sand is not favorably trending, but it is up, you know, it is up a little bit. That's all I would say, but it definitely doesn't feel like it's in a favorable trend. I guess if you argue on the month, you could go, well, maybe it is in the year. Ish in the 7 day. Oh, not quite. But today, yeah. I'm only kidding, Craig. You got to invest how you think, how you want to. That's it. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. What do you think about HBAR as a long-term hold? Yeah, I think it's got some potential. I've talked about HBAR. The only thing I would say is we were talking about HBAR Algorand way before they pumped. Like, similar with things like Stewie, similar with things like Aerodrome Finance. I think AVAX, XRP, Solana's probably the next three that are going to have some big solid moves. Just my opinion. Just my opinion. I think he's out of Sand. No. I mean, that's a... Unless he's gone all in on the yen. If he's all in on yen, I'm cool with it. If not, then I'm disappointed. Enducer, what's going on, bro? Welcome to the TikTok fam, by the way. Hope you're doing well. Hope you are doing well. Right. Anyway, it is a short stream tonight. Well, it's not really short, by the way, because I've been live an hour and 5 minutes. So we're pretty much on time. But as always, 𝗥𝗲𝗹𝘁𝗲, yeah, it was good, mate. Really good, actually. Just didn't have any data, so I couldn't really do any like live streams, TikToks or anything. I did manage to get on one. I got onto Vern's TikTok this time last week. But yeah, BTC short from 120 printed very well. Not the ETH long is printing. Yeah, I mean, ETH looks great, by the way. My XRP long's good at 271, that one in. And yeah, BTC long as well. I had some more margin at like 111 or something, so it looks pretty good. But yeah, it was all good. All good. Right. A long XRP is going to 10K. Let's hope so. That is going to do it for the stream as always. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. Don't forget, we'll be live back on TikTok in about 30 minutes time. So if you want to come and join us and the one only CryptoVern just chatting about things, then definitely head on over there. But as always, we'll be back tomorrow night. Enjoy the outro. We appreciate you guys, and we will catch you guys on the flip side, which is in 30 minutes or tomorrow.